Recording again. Good morning, campers. Welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Reset my view, please. And we're going to sit a little bit higher in the seat because that's just the way I like it. Pop to outside view. We are... This person's still standing there with their hands up. I'm sorry. I'm never going to pull up and park properly. You're just going to be stuck there with your... Whatever. It's only been like 2 minutes since I finished the last video, so the person hasn't been staying there too long. Please don't walk into my prop, dude. Dude, no, please. Okay. You guys are making me nervous. Who are these people? So, looked up where the next airport is, and it is indeed right where I thought it was, just before US 6 climbs over into Nevada. So we need to take off from this airport. So I figured out what this place is currently, and this place is not an airport anymore. This is a racing track. Like, it's just people use the runway we landed on as this long raceway. Like, they've got like a bunch of zigzags down the runway, and then they tear up the taxiway and turn around and do it again. It's just a big fun racetrack. So I don't know why this... This guy just walked through my prop, really? What is happening? So yeah, we landed on a raceway. This is super dangerous. Don't do that in real life. Why are you watching my videos if you can fly in real life? Just go fly. Anyway, let's find our next go. We're not going to fuel up here because we shouldn't be able to fuel up here. As you take flight from Manzanar, pick back up with Route 395 heading north. The highway will lead you towards another small town, Independence. Use the road as your guide. Continue north. Find telltale lava flows and cinder cones of the Big Pine volcanic field to the west. A bit further on, situated east of the highway, is the Tinemaha Reservoir. What's IBH? That's Bishop, I think. Oh, there's another plane. Don't know who that is. That must be this lake. That must be the Tinemaha Reservoir. There's Puli and Rokos, Wally, Beeve, Aris. So I guess Bishop's a pretty big deal because it looks like it's got a lot of GPS waypoints around it for different approaches. So that's probably got a lot of big planes flying in and out of that. So we need to be really careful down there. Alright, so continue north, find telltale lava flows, short distance of craggy pies. Big Pine proper, town bears the scars of the massive 1872 earthquake. Bishop, glistening waters of Klondike Lake. Actually, yeah, I bet that's Klondike Lake there, because I'm pretty sure this is the Bishop Airport. Bishop, California is apparently the mule capital of the world. Fascinating. Dispatched us through Bishop. Oh, I messed that up. Sorry. As it passes through Bishop, Highway 395 splits off toward the west, but we want to follow US Route 6, just like I thought. Outside the city limits, Route 6 will briefly bend east, only to turn north again, aiming you at the small town of Chalfont. At the foot of the White Mountain Wilderness area, past Chalfont, tracts of farmland await with long and isolated oblong body of water to the east. Carry on up the road as Route 6 bends northeast, pointing you directly towards the desert peak of Mount Montgomery and Montgomery Pass. Everyone just calls it Montgomery Pass. It's just the borderline between California and Nevada. Once you cross the border, look for the remains of an old ranch on the west side of the road. Locals call the dirt runway beside it Madame Airport. And it's the next stop on your tour of the High Sierra. You probably understand already why they called it that. Because it is in Nevada and not California, and there is something legal in Nevada that is not legal in California, and that's what that airport is probably named after. Anyway, let's get out of here. So I do not want to murder this person, so let's... Oh, good duck. Good duck, guy. Watch out for the tail. You're good. We're fine. Everything's fine. Well-timed duck, sir. Well-timed duck indeed. Alright. Let's just head off down the taxiway. I probably should have just read that while taxiing. This is an abandoned airport. I could just take off from the taxiway. But there's actual planes here, so I should probably be responsible. Plus, I appear to be in live multiplayer, so... Crossing the runway. Hopefully nobody landing. I can't look that far. Whoop. Use that one. Yep, nobody landing. We're good. Visa Man now at 4,033 feet. I assume Visa Man has actually landed somewhere up ahead of us. So who knows, we might still see them anyway. It'd be funny if they were sitting at Bishop. I was just joking for 3 videos about actually bumping into that person, and we might actually see them. Because 4,033 feet, we're sitting at 3,819. So, sorry, 3,835. So that could easily be just slightly up this valley, because it's roughly the same altitude, and this valley climbs towards Bishop. So we could easily actually see this person down there. A little bit of brakes, a little bit of brakes, just a little bit of brakes. Throttle. A little bit more brakes, a little bit more brakes. Try not to apply too much brake because we don't want to tip the plane forward. So yeah, looking at the satellite view of this airport, it is in fact extremely overgrown. Lots of plants and stuff poking through the asphalt. So this has been cleaned up quite a lot for Flight Simulator. The X's are also not nearly so pristine a shape because they've been driven over by a million cars doing the racetrack. This whole turn that we just did onto the runway is just a whole bunch of skid marks from people flying around that corner onto this leg of the track. All right. Bring our flaps down 1. We are trimmed for takeoff. Get in the driver's seat, pilot seat, throttle full. Nose is the tail's already up. Up off the ground with us. Positive climb. Oh, nope, wrong button. Pull up the flaps. Trim for climb. Yep, flaps have retracted. This plane just jumps off the runway. Absolutely jumps. I think we are... No, we're still flying the runway heading, as we're respectful like that. That's 395 right there. Alright, we should be relatively past the end of the runway, so let's just go ahead and start our turn. Keep climbing. At I think it's a casino. A really small casino, I'm not sure. I've never stopped there. I don't remember there being anything there, so that's why I'm confused. But it looks like it's a casino. Certainly looks busy. That's the only thing I can think of having that would be there that I know of. Alright, so let's just roll out of the turn and keep following this road north. Let's bring our throttle back. Oh, no, keep climbing, please. Throttle back to about there ought to do it. Get my feet off the rudders. They shouldn't be necessary until we get back into getting ready to land again. Visa Man still sitting at 4,033 feet, so I assume Visa Man has in fact landed somewhere. Hopefully, somewhere we can find them up ahead. Let's point north through the valley and just keep following this road up towards our next airport. This is going to be a slightly longer leg than the last one, I think. Let's look up on Google Maps and see what the heck that was that we just flew over. There is nothing there on Google Maps. Hold on. No, there is something there. Manzanar National Historical Site Visitor Center. Oh, neat! Oh, so that was RV parking, not truck parking. I thought it was a casino because it looked like it had truck parking. Let's just read this thing. Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. Wow. Holy crap. Wow. So this is depressing. that was not a casino. That was not a Native American site. That airport was not... I mean, it is currently just a racetrack, but the purpose of that airport was much more horrible from the looks of it. Apparently, Manzanar was a concentration camp during World War II for Japanese Americans. So yeah, confronted with the awful history of my own country right there. Holy crap. Note to self, mark this one as swearing. Oh, that was... Whew. Yeah, history, not pretty, folks. Really not pretty. In a lot of ways. Let's get back on track. Now I really want to visit that and just see, like... Wow, that really just... I'm sorry, the tone of the video completely changed right there. Yeah, so, what that was is, if you're not familiar with American history, during World War II, while similar things were happening in other countries, the United States rounded up a large number of Japanese Americans, ostensibly for their own protection, and put them into concentration camps. So they took their homes, took their businesses, and just sent them to live in these horrible conditions, sometimes often out in the middle of nowhere. As you just saw, there's nothing around here for miles, except that town, which I believe is Independence. Horrible conditions sometimes. Like, people died in these camps. And it's really not a pretty part of American history. That is unfortunate. That is super unfortunate. Yeah, so I guess that is the remnants of one of the internment camps there at Manzanar. So that airport was most likely used to fly people in, because America didn't do the train thing, I guess. Wow. Donations are appreciated, so there's no fee, so you can actually go just check that out if you end up on 395. I clearly had RV parking. I wouldn't try and get in there with a truck, but certainly open to the public. Usually, it appears to be closed now for because of COVID. But I bet that is a great place to visit. Important place to visit. Very important part of American history, right there. Important and disturbing part of American history. The second we think we're immune to that sort of thing is when that sort of history repeats itself, as it kind of is right now. Oh, my game just crashed. Nope. Whew. Loaded in something big there. Try and trim for level flight here. Too much, too much, too much. Gosh, the trim wheel is so sensitive. I am, like, barely moving it. Like, just fractions of an inch. Yeah, nope, nope, yep, yep, maybe, nope, nope, yep, you. Better. Alright. So we're coming up on the Big Pine volcanic field. Ooh, I guess there's a landmark down there? I don't know. This is interesting. So the thing's not snapping to players now. It's snapping to, like, landmarks. That's super weird. I wish this thing would just, like, make up its mind with what it wants to zoom in on. awkward shift in the video. Yeah. Yep, it's very awkward. Anyway, I think we are catching up with Fieseman. Whoever the heck that is. We're just flying north, kind of roughly along US 395, which is off to our west right now. Gosh, this is a gorgeous game. Got ourselves trimmed for nice level flight. Mostly, we're actually dropping a little bit. It's probably fine. Altitude currently 6,150-ish. Yeah, it seems about right. 6,120. Oh, right, we're descending. Dude. Just, like, think about pulling my trim wheel back and see what happens. Oh, there it goes. It's so sensitive. Let's just see where it settles on with that attitude. A slight climb would be okay. Oh, it looks like it's going to settle down. Back to a slight drop. We're just going to kind of like oscillate around level flight and hopefully eventually settle down. Yeah, actually that might be trimmed out for almost perfect level flight. That's, yeah, we'll just stick with that. So this is the Big Pine volcanic fields here. So Big Pine got just like completely devastated by an earthquake back in the 1870s. You can see just the lava flows coming off of all these little cinder cones and stuff, where it's been a fairly active region geologically for quite some time. Got some more of what appears to be lava flows coming off of these mountains, so presumably some of these are volcanic as well. It's one of the fun things about seeing everything from the air is you can really see a lot more clearly how much volcanic past there is in some of these areas. That looks like maybe a big crater there. And more lava flows. Fascinating. Fascinating, fascinating, fascinating. Now we've got 395 underneath us again. I'm getting text messages from someone. Okay, we're just gonna mute the phone now. Oh, good, that restored my zoom back to the level I wanted it at. I'm still kind of looking in the wrong direction. This video is going to be so much worse than the others because I just looked up, I just accidentally started talking about a concentration camp and now it's just like killed the... Oh man, it must be nice to live in a civilized country where you don't have problems like that, where you don't have that, like, little bits of that history that you can just stumble across randomly while flying around in a video game. And off to our left, you can see the place where we've killed people in the past. And off to our right, a lovely mountain vista. Oh, America. Oh, looks like Fieseman is moving. I wonder what happened. What is happening there? Be interesting if they're also doing the bush trips. Like I said, though, this is probably going to be a long one, and I'm already out of things to talk about, because the one thing I accidentally talked about was, why am I descending now? Oh, I think I accidentally nudged my throttle forward. Why would I descend from that, though? Why am I looking slowly to the left? What's going on? What have I done? Trim, please. Please trim. Trim, please. Please trim. Alright, let's just update the VFR map with wherever the heck we are now. Okay, so that would appear to be that lake? Down there, maybe? I don't see any other lakes. Oh, no, it's that lake. It's definitely that lake. Yeah, because then this is that river going up along there. So we are still on track. We're absolutely still on track. I lost so much altitude there for some reason. Let's give me back up. I think Visa is taxiing at whatever airport they are at. Oh, we appear to be locked onto them again, so they must be pretty close. He could very easily be at Bishop International. Or Bishop, whatever it is. Bishop Regional. International. Regional. Whatever. The big fancy airport. Yeah, it looks like he is, actually. That's fascinating. We've been flying towards him for ages. Now we might actually catch him. So we are somewhere around here-ish. So we'll have another small lake there, then we'll we'll start entering Bishop airspace. Oh, that looks like a really big airport, actually. That is surprising. It didn't seem that... That's not that big of a town. I'm really surprised at how much airport there apparently is there. Wow. Fascinating. That must be like a military base or something. I don't know. But I can know, presumably, if I just look it up. So let's see. We're going to kind of keep following this river-ish thing to our right. You can see the rupture fault there from that old earthquake. Just fascinating how much damage that did to the terrain. As the briefing said, it's literally scarred. Yep, Visa took off. In a TBM-9 now, so he switched airplanes. That's fascinating. He was in a Cessna Grand Caravan last time I paid attention to that. Very interesting indeed. Can we see him? He's directly in the... He's perfectly in the direction of that airport, too. That is so interesting. There are actually... other... Oh, look! I think that's probably a Savage Cub. So that might be someone doing the, someone else doing the bush tour there. Because you are locked to a specific plane. Oh, that might be a neat thing. Just, like, zip around this corridor in something fast and look for people that are doing the, bush trip. Oh, that would be pretty funny. And this plane has no autopilot, so he's not holding a steady altitude. Alright, so there's that second lake. This one is kind of like oblong. So I think this might be the city of Big Pine right down below. Well, apparently Independence had an airport. I just totally missed it. We must have flown right over it. Bishop. You know, I don't know what kind of airport. Bishop is. VRDME, Bishop. BIH, yeah. ASOS. Big Pine should be just up ahead, actually. Oh no, this is it down here. Of course it is. Let's just swing ourselves to the right. Line that up again. And take a look down at... No, that can't be Big Pine. What is that then? This should be the area that I know really well. This is the area I drove through all the time. Doot. Not Independence. Copper Top Barbecue. I have no idea. It's just like a random subdivision out in the middle of nowhere. They're like... What the heck? It is part of Big Pine, from the looks of it. It was just like a bunch of like suburban houses out in the middle of nowhere. That is so bizarre. Oh no, that is Big Pine. Yeah. Okay, so Big Pine's behind us now. I don't know why that other map I looked at did not have that. Let's see. So yeah, that's the city of Big Pine right there. And this is just random subdivision that is somehow detached from the actual city. And that's 395 going straight through the center of it. Good road, that. Very good road. Nice, high speed, plenty of places you can overtake at. Wow, there's smoke empty and ice. Seawolf. Yeah, Vancouver Canucks 44 here appears to be doing the VFR thing like I am. There's someone in an A5 over there. I thought I was the only one who flew the A5. Love my little icon. I wonder what these are. My luck, more concentration camps. Awkward. Back into the driver's seat. Ah, oh, nice and quiet. I've got the headphone simulation turned on because I'm wearing headphones to record this. So if you are also wearing headphones, the audio should sound like you are sitting in the co-pilot seat. Oddly enough, the pilot usually actually flies from the back. But sitting in the co-pilot seat of the Savage Cub right alongside me, which is awkward because it's only wide enough for one person. There's no bench seating in this plane, just 2 seats front to back. Oh, that one is zipping along. What was that? I thought we were about to get buzzed there, but it kind of disappeared behind the mountain. Yeah. Yep. Weird. Not surprising. Did we lose? There's Gordon Beard back there. It's a lovely little plane. I can't get over how good everything looks in this game. The last flight simulator I played was Microsoft Flight, and yeah, it looked great, but it's like it had hardly anything like this. It had like 2 planes that were this detailed. It was the Icon A5 and the Maul M9. And the rest of the planes didn't even have it inside. And the terrain was nowhere near this vibrant and just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, I did it again. Sit up higher. Good job. I wonder how far away Canucks is. Be interesting if we actually wind up bumping into somebody else that's doing the VFR flights. Hopefully this video will actually help other people do this. Just flying along with me. You can just fast forward through the different stuff. Once you figure out where I'm headed, you can just keep fast forwarding and watch me land the various airports. Yeah, they both appear to be relatively far. They might be over by Hawthorne, actually. That's kind of vaguely in the right direction for that. I should probably get back over 395. I'm kind of drifting off course here a little bit. Oh, that appears to be an airport. Another abandoned airport. Where's that? That's Bishop? Is that really Bishop? Eastern Sierra Regional Airport. Wow. Yeah, that's Bishop. Okay, so it's not nearly as big as I thought it was. Oh. Alright. Where'd they go? Just completely lost whoever that was. Okay, so it's not an abandoned airport. That's just the Bishop Airport. Eastern Sierra's regional. Regional? Regional. Yeah, Eastern Sierra Regional Airport. Okay, so a pretty decent-sized airport. So if we just kind of follow this runway to the north, we'll pick up US Highway 6. So this is the city of Bishop right here. So that's 395 going off towards Reno. We're not going that way. Oh, that was Dr. Smoke in the icon that just buzzed us there. So we're looking for US 6. That's it right here. Perfect. Let the plane kind of settle down, back into level flight. So we are actually way closer to being finished with this flight than I thought we were. My sense of distance was completely thrown off by how much faster airplanes are than trucks. Not that this plane is particularly fast, but I mean my truck's top speed is like right around 105 kph. So we are considerably faster than my truck. So we are just churning through all this distance way faster than we would in my actual big rig. Oh, this is so perfect. We're almost there. So yeah, there's Canucks in a Savage Cub. Smoke MDM, sorry. Dr. Smoke is over there in an icon. Fairly high up in an icon, actually. And then Randolph is in Cessna. Oh yeah, they're on the wrong side of the mountains for me to get too much info off of them. Seawolf is in a B-78X, Boeing 787, I'm guessing. Okay, no, that is a pretty big airport. It just looked way smaller from when I first got eyes on it. Yeah, it's a decent little regional airport. looks so cute. You can land some pretty big jets there, I bet. I wonder if it's got IFR or ILS feathers. Just like practically auto land a 747 on one of those runways. That'd be fun. That can't possibly be long enough for a 747, right? Maybe. I don't know. Regional airports are usually big enough for that sort of thing. Alright, so there's US 6. Off into the distance. Oh! Dr. Smoke is slewing again. And they're off. Oh, and they're back over there. That must be some kind of lag thing. Because they keep popping back to, popping right back to where they start. So yeah, so Highway 6 is going to run along this valley, and then not too terribly far past these farms, it will at some point turn right and enter a mountain pass, Montgomery Pass, going into Nevada. Because Nevada is right on the other side of these mountains. Yeah. Yeah, the state border is literally right on the other side of those mountains. Cool. And then it crosses the mountains near Benton and the mountain pass where we're going to be crossing the border. Let's close the VFR map so I don't accidentally hit the button that ruins the achievement. I have made it this far without mistake, unless you count the concentration camp thing being a mistake, which I kind of do at this point. Oh, I can't believe I should have looked that up sooner. I hope I'm not landing any other concentration camps on this bush flight. Yeah, we haven't made any huge major mistakes so far. Is that like a little sight glass? It does appear to be like slightly zoomed in, right? Maybe? I can't quite tell. I don't understand what the purpose of this is. So that's about that big. So nothing's really bigger on the other side. It's just fascinating that it's actually accurately rendering the distortion that it causes. That is cool. Just don't know what that little like glass hole is for. There's not one on this side. Who knows? I bet that is our pass right up there. We are getting nice and close. Are you on this side of the mountains? Oh my gosh! Colorado deaf pilot in a TBM-9. Apparently in the same valley as us, because we see him on this side of the mountains. That is awesome. So that's actually our new closest player for sure. Alright, I wonder if they're flying towards us. Ugh. Might be awkward. I don't want to get crashed into in this. Crashing is the last thing I want. I love that there are so many players in this. Oh, there's Pizza Man just gone. Alright. Long gone. I absolutely adore that there are so many other players in this right now. It's so cool. Just the multiplayer aspect of this is fantastic. He might be landing at the at Bishop. He's zipping along, whatever he's doing. I wish we could see. Where's the Bishop Airport? That's the Bishop Airport here. Oh, he stopped. I think. Hopefully that was intentional, and we didn't just watch Colorado Deaf pilot crash into a mountain. All right. Boy, we've just been witnessing some unfortunate events. Do I still have a co-pilot in this? Yes, I do. There's still a creepy person right behind me. That was not there in the first video. Ah, nice and quiet again. So what are we flying over right now? This is... farm does not appear to have a name. White Mountain Ranch. Does have a name. Do they just own all these farms? Forest Road, Forest Road, Forest Road. No, there's a couple of different houses down there. That's just like the biggest one. It's the only one with like an entry on Google Maps. There's like a weird... This is like a weird long lake with a couple of houses on it. So that's fascinating. I assume it's a man-made lake. It looks extremely unhealthy from satellite view. It's just all green and algae filled. Which presumably it is in this, which is why we can see it from this far away. Okay, we are actually about to pass some landmarks that I know. Once we get past these farms, at least, we'll start seeing some of the landmarks that I recognize. So interestingly, I think that person that we saw off to our left is much farther along in the VFR thing than I am, because that direction is... Where'd they go? Pugas. Oh my gosh. The person... Oh. They are apparently behind that mountain. The person in the Savage Cub that we saw over there is much further along, because that's the general direction of Yosemite, which is the last place that you visit in this trip. So they must have gone like the full lap around Nevada and come back. That'll be us eventually. Eventually. I did not... Oh. Currahee 101st just popped in a TBM 9. Dead ahead. I really wish I knew what the radius was on activating these other players. Like, I wish I had some clue of how far away they were. But all we get's their altitude. Oh, interesting. So they have... So both seats have that weird sight glass thing. Oh, that might be to hang the headsets on. That might be for headsets. Okay, I guess I get it now. That's odd. I just can't think of anything else that would be for. It's like just the right shape to hang a headset on. Who knows? Who knows? So that one down there, that's the ranch, the White Mountain Ranch. And White Mountain is one of these peaks off to my right. Ooh, cloud layer. That's exciting. I'll have to stay below that, because we are VFR only. Right, so now the water is loaded in. So this little lake doesn't look nearly as unhealthy as it did from a distance before the water was there. On satellite view, this is just green, just completely green from end to end. It looks absolutely terrible. Very just pure algae. I bet you could land an icon in that. That'd be fun. Oh, actually, that's really short. That might be difficult to try and land an icon in. Might be a fun landing challenge, though. Can you land an icon in this horrible lake? You are a horrible sport pilot. Land this icon. Disturb the horrible geese. Oh, hey, look, the Colorado is moving again. Interesting. We are climbing 8,800. I don't know what altitude the pass is at, but I don't want to drop any of this altitude because it might be a kind of low one or a kind of high one. We certainly can't get over those peaks right now. So. I wish it was looking at anything other than the pilot behind me. Like, the person behind me is not the one I'm super interested in. You know? But I guess they are the closest. B350. What's a B350? It's not a Boeing. I don't think. B350. King Air, maybe? That's like I thought that was like a 351. Or maybe it's a 350i. So that might be a King Air. Beechcraft 350. Gosh, this is gorgeous terrain. So striking. This is a great place to drive through, too. It really does look this impressive from the ground as well. Are those clouds below me? Oh gosh, have I entered the cloud layer? Am I up too high? Or is this... Oh, I bet I know what this is. I bet I know what this is. I bet there's clouds on the satellite image. Oh, that's fantastic. That's so funny. Yeah, I bet that's exactly what it is. I bet there were clouds on the satellite view and they have been printed upon the Earth. That one? Oh, kind of straight down. So most of the satellite images that are used to make these maps are from relatively clear days, but every now and then you find a place out in the middle of nowhere, like some cloud just got printed on the ground, or maybe there was a fire or something at the time. This could be smoke trailing off of it. So you just get this cloud effect right on the ground. God, that's too funny. There is the town of Benton, California. We are rapidly approaching, so that's landmarks I know again. Up in Montana, I also saw an example of where there was just a cloud shadow on the ground, which is very funny. We are rapidly approaching the spot where we are going to be landing. I need to swing that around. So yeah, okay. Got it. The truck pullout is after? Oh, yeah. Okay, so if I get to the truck pullout, I've gone too far. Got it. Sorry, I'm just lining myself up for where we gotta land. Alright, back in the pilot seat. So that's Benton down below us. The road bears off to the right over Montgomery Pass here. So this little building right here is the agricultural check station. What my trainer referred to as the bug check, where California stops you and inspects your cargo if you're bringing in produce. So our landing site should be somewhere in this valley. But yeah, that's the California border check stations are a giant pain in the butt that truckers have to deal with. It's not in any of the trucking video games. Because why would anyone want to do something that unfun? Alright. Slow us down. Start descending here. Because we are surprisingly close. There's another A5. I wonder if those people are all up at Hawthorne playing around Walker Lake with the amphibious plane. Hawthorne did seem to be an unusually popular place to fly. I've seen at least one YouTuber do a video there already. So maybe that's just like a more interesting location than I thought somehow. There's a giant lake there, so it's perfect for tooling around in the A5. And we are focusing on... Is that Colorado again? It is Colorado. The person, not the state. Continuing to descend. Actually, we might need to keep this altitude. This... I don't necessarily want to bleed off all my height right here. Oh my gosh. This is going to be actually really difficult to get over that mountain pass, just taking off right there and then climbing. Ugh. Hawthorne is one of the places where we're going to wind up landing as well. So that could be really awkward if it's a super busy airport in multiplayer and we can't communicate with ATC at all. We'll just have to fly the pattern and hope we get an opportunity to land at some point. Speaking of flying the pattern, I should... Hello, Tombstone Stream. I've seen that player before. I don't remember where, but that name is super familiar. How am I doing on fuel? Oh, good gravy. How did we burn that much fuel? I have concerns, I have concerns, I have concerns. Oh, dear. Is that like... Okay, that's not... Whew. Oh, it's not as low as I thought. Not as low as I thought. We will definitely need to fill up in Hawthorne, though. We filled up to, what, 40, 45? And now it's at, like, 25? Oh, we filled up at 35. That's the crossover point. So we burned, like, half of our fuel. Since then. Eee. Yep, there's the check station. Right where it should be. I think. A little hard to see. Let's just recenter our view and pop outside. Yep, that is the ag check station right there. Let's just kind of get it into the spot where you can actually see it. Yeah, so traffic has to pull in there and then get cleared and then back onto the road. And that's it, it's off the screen. Alright, cool. Oh, neat, my character's head's turning. It's like looking around, that's fun. So the California-Nevada border should be right around here somewhere. And that should be our landing strip. Right there. Madame Strip. Madame Strip. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. It sounds French. Madame Strip. Alright. Nice American way of saying it. Oh, it's a pun. Madam Strip. I get it. I just now got it. Damn it. Oh, that's too funny. That is very funny. Yeah, there's like a whole parking area there and everything. Like a whole truck parking area. That must be like an abandoned brothel or something. Fascinating. I am flying towards a mountain. Stop looking at Google Maps. Stop looking at Google Maps. Fly towards the airport. Land. I owe people the landing. Don't fly into mountains. Mountains are bad. Alright, so not expecting a windsock here. Don't really have a good indication of what the wind is like. If the wind is still largely from the south, then it's just going to be a crosswind, and there's nothing I can do about it. It'll be slightly less of a crosswind if I land from the other direction, though. It's going to be a little bit tight turning around in this valley. So let's just throttle down, pitch up, kill some speed. Look at the airport. Nope. Still looking back at other players that are no longer visible. There's more clouds painted on the ground. That's funny. Okay. Keep bringing our throttle back and pitching up to bleed speed. The runway looks pretty clear. That's a relief. Not that you can see a ton. Yeah, I don't see anybody else around here. No planes on the ground or anything. That's good. Reset my view. Get myself up higher in the seat. Alright, let's go land. So this is like an uphill runway, so we're actually landing downhill, which seems like a bad idea. Oh, we are super low. This is, I hope, one of the trickier airports in this. I'd hate to think this is what we have to look forward to for the rest of this. Alright, Notch 1 of flaps. Keep bleeding speed. Notch 2 of flaps. So that should be flaps to full. Oh gosh, that really bled a lot of speed. Very quickly. This is not a good time for the game to be loading in scenery. Please. I beg you. I am too close to the ground for stuttering. Oh my gosh, this plane flies so slow. So slow at this level of flaps. That's fantastic. We're like sitting right on 70 kph and we're not falling out of the sky. That's incredible. We're lined up with the runway. I can't see anything. Alright, so that should be the end of the runway right there. Ooh. Two landings. I was so much closer to the ground than I thought I was. Good grief. This sure does not look like a runway. Up. Trim back to takeoff. Is that the runway? It's the runway. All right. All right. I guess that was correct. It doesn't quite look like this vegetated in my copy of the game. I guess this is what the better quality scenery gets you. Notice they pointed the camera away from the cloud on the terrain. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Ellie O'Dare. I will see you in the next leg of this bush trip, where we'll be flying to Mena, Nevada, one of my favorite places in Nevada. I'm so excited, actually. I was so tickled to death when I realized that's where that was, that we were going next. Anyway, see you all there. Come follow me on Twitter at Ellie O'Dare or Xbox Live or Steam. Xbox Live if you want to actually like fly with me in the game at any point. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Oh, next screen. You all want to see the details, right? Yeah, there we go. 56 minutes of flying. Excellent. I have done 21 daytime landings and 2 night landings. I am just a pro. Alright, so that's Mena. That'll be exciting. There's a burger stand that I love. It's right there by the pointer of my mouse. It's gonna be good. I'm gonna show you all it. I'm gonna like get as close as I can to that. We'll pop out and we'll active pause and fly the drone down to the burger stand and get a burger. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. See you in the next video.